Let's be honest, everyone's pretty frustrated with the market right now, and every day it seems like there's a headline saying a whale is buying this coin. There's a lot of hype or big claims, but nothing usually follows through, and you look at the charts and nothing really changes. Now, I'm not saying that crypto is dead, far from it. There are still things holding up in the market, and a pattern keeps showing up, which is infrastructure projects. Think of Render or the Graph or Tau, and you don't have to trust me. You can just look at the charts. So here's the chart for Render, and you might look at this chart and go, Dan, what the frickin' hell are you goddamn talking about? If you actually look at it, it's sort of been up and down, but generally it's sort of gone sideways apart from this, massive spike here. And the thing with charts like this and projects like this is that even though it is dipping down at the end, because these projects are solid and they're quite big and they see a lot of volume, when it does go down, because this project doesn't rely on hype or anything like that, it's sort of solid infrastructure, people genuinely see these type of dips as buying opportunities. And so if you do come down here, you can see there are, a number of buyers coming through. Obviously, there's sells as well, but you can just see that this is only an hour ago or a couple of hours ago, and if you come over here, you can see the buy volume is actually higher than the sell volume. And projects with this much liquidity and this much volume are going to be sort of, I guess you could say, steady ships in this sort of crap sea storm that we're seeing at the moment with so much chop. And another one of those steady ships that weathers all of this is TAO. So this is the website of TAO or Bittensor, and it's really not a sexy project. I mean, just look at the frickin' site, like it's extremely just information driven and very, very dry. But the thing is, right, is that projects like this, and for the type of people who get into it, they don't care about friggin' animated frogs hopping all over the page or, any type of crap like that. They just rely on the product they're doing and the reputation they've got and the results that they're getting. So here's the chart for Tau, which is sort of a little bit similar to Render. And I guess what's important with this one is the volume. And obviously at the beginning of the year, you can see there was a lot of volume. But even now, when the market is sort of chopping and changing and all that type of stuff, it's still seeing volume, and people are still seeing this as a buying opportunity. I've personally done okay with Tau, and the halving is coming up in 33 days. And so should you put it on your watch list? Well, I am. And for full transparency here, I'm not getting paid by Tau. This isn't sponsored or anything like that. I just think it's a very solid and non-confusing project to look at in a space at a time where there is so much confusion. So if you're new to Tau or Bittensor, basically it's like an open AI marketplace for AI development. So anybody who's sort of doing AI training models can connect their computers to it and they can get rewarded for it. And I know you're probably sick of hearing about AI. And to be fair, there are a lot of copy and paste projects out there that just whack on the AI name into their title, sort of hoping to jump on that bandwagon. But Tau was one of the originals. It was the project that sort of sparked the decentralized AI narrative. It has a massive community and they're really active, and the team is partially doxed. The main founder is known and they've got credible backers, but it's not fully doxed in terms of what some other projects might do in terms of telling us exactly all of the team. That doesn't automatically mean that this is bad, but it's just something to be aware of. And so here's the halving page, and it's the same as Bitcoin in that it's built into the code, into the contract. Basically what it means is that in 33 days and 21 hours, the amount of Tau getting mined is going to be cut in half. And so what this means is that if the amount that people are buying either stays the same or increases, then this typically has an upward sort of pressure on the price, which doesn't happen instantly, but it does happen over time. And we can obviously see this with Bitcoin and things like Litecoin and stuff like that. And now it's going to be Tau's turn. If you do want to buy it, you're not going to find it on things like Uniswap or PancakeSwap, but you will find it on some exchanges like Gate.io or Bitget. And so Tau is one of those rare projects that is actually doing something in the space. And I think the healthy charts and the volume just goes to show that. And it's also showing that it doesn't really matter what the market is doing. People are still buying it because they do still see value in it. I know that everything follows Bitcoin, and all the altcoins are going to do that. But it's fitting the same pattern that a lot of other infrastructure projects like this are showing. And so it is quite steady, I feel, in all this noise and all this chaos, and all this hype. It is one of those steady ships which is going through. And so I'm just sort of wondering, what do you think about TAO? You know, are there any other projects like this that you like? Are you in this? I'd really love to know. Let me know in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you in the next vid.